everyone, thank you for joining the But Mostly Disney podcast. Once again, not on a Thursday. So we're doing really well at not doing well, if that makes sense. Andrew's here, though. How are you doing, Andrew?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm frustrated, but wonderful. I'm always good. Just trying to figure all this internet stuff out. I may need some help from some people, but again, you get what you pay for here. We'll figure it out. At some day, this will be a well-oiled machine, and until then, you're stuck with us like this.
The early years.
We're doing it. We just did one Sunday. So Karen, thank you for coming. Andrew, yay! I'm so glad you're here. And then but again, I really didn't post about it today, so we're really just recording this old podcast, and I'm so glad that anyone comes along. We're a little late because we were trying to get it live on Facebook, but I can't figure it out. I've pressed every button available to me, and it's just not working.
Can't find the any key.
No, but such is life. And Karen, I'm not sure. I think it's something with StreamYard, but I'm going to be changing programs there anyway. Going to be going over to Ecamm. So I'm excited about that. I just haven't had time to learn it. And someday I'm going to start a newsletter. That was my New Year's goal. But speaking of things that we are going to do this year, there's a lot going on at Disney. We got a lot coming up, and we're losing some stuff, which it makes me always sad and happy.
Yeah, we got stuff closing in a matter of weeks. Big Thunder goes down for its year refurbishment this week, I think.
I think it's the 6th. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, was it yesterday?
I believe so.
So it goes down until March of 26.
That's a long time to not have Big Thunder. But for that trade, we're going to end up with Villains and Cars.
And if they do what I think they're going to do, they're going to add the Dynamite scene from Disneyland to the ride.
That would be cool. I actually, when we went in June, my son and his friends they let me wander around with them, which was nice. And I didn't realize you could crank those things up and then blow I'd never done that before.
I saw somebody do it. I didn't know you could do it until I saw somebody else do it.
That's the really fun thing about trying to do this as job might be a strong word, but maybe paying hobby. I don't know. I may have to come up with a new term, but I've gotten to really slow down this year and really take a look at all the things that I've missed at running, through the queues, because look, we go once a year and we spend a ton of money. And so trying to get the most out of our cash, means missing some of the details.
Mm-hmm. And I learned to pick up on details just by listening to Lou, and I went to Muppets for the last time. I may catch it. I haven't heard when that's closing, but maybe I'll catch it in February. But just looking at some of the stuff in the queue, I've been in that ride 50 times and pick up something new every time. Or you say, oh yeah, I remember that one. But even at the Skipper Canteen, looking at all the stuff on the shelves and the letters and the windows and the notes and everything, you always pick up on something. But I did that our last day of just goofing around Magic Kingdom. I just pay attention to what was around me. We didn't really ride anything.
Right. And it's amazing. I just put a video up on the YouTube channel that's doing the other half of doing all the other things of Epcot, like all the things that you normally don't do, all the movies. And it was one of the best days. I did the same thing at Animal Kingdom. Spent a whole day there, not getting on any attractions. We did the train, but we didn't do any of the exciting stuff that we always race to. And it really, I get it that you can't always do that, but it was just awesome. Karen, I am sad to lose the Boneyard as well, because I almost lost one of my kids, and that would have saved me a lot of college money in there. We did. I thought it was a really panic situation, but I think the Boneyard was the best thing in Dino Land, honestly.
We rode the spin for the last time. I recorded my daughter on it, and they had all that. For once, all the Carney games were open. I couldn't believe that, but I'm like, it's going to be gone here in a little bit. But One of the coolest things I thought at Animal Kingdom to do for free, and we're getting off our subject, but when you go to Conservation Station, you can do the animation. We did it for the second time this last trip, and we had a ball doing it. All three of us did it, and we actually drew pretty well for us.
What was your? Who did y'all draw?
Simba, Matthew Broderick Simba.
And we did Nala when we were there.
The last time we were there, we did Timon.
That's fun. I love that. I used to love doing that. Do you remember they had it at Disney Quest?
Yeah, Disney Quest. You could do it at Hollywood Studios back in the day.
Oh, with Mushu.
Mushu. Yep.
I missed that. I really liked that attraction. Not that it's ending in 2025, but I thought that was really, really cool.
Yep.
Karen, I can barely sit long enough to do that. So, and my name's Sean, so he and I might have a lot in common. To try to sit still.
Today that the Haunted Mansion overlay at Disneyland is not happening this year.
Really?
Because of the 70th, whatever they're going to do special for the 70th, they're going to extend it, I guess, through the year. So they're not going to do the holiday.
Was it Lou's podcast, WDW Radio, where they were talking about how it takes months to put that together? So
they started like in July.
That's wild.
July or August, they start putting that whole scenes, all those scenes. They bake. I didn't realize this. They bake a cake. That cake on the table in the banquet room is a real cake.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that till they posted about it. Tony, I think the Disney food blog or Disney's blog, one of them had posted it. But
which, to be fair, is where we got a lot of this information for tonight. So if you want someone who does their job well and really knows what's going on, DFB is where I go for a lot of information. I watch her, and I know it's them, but she's the voice. When I cook, I have like a little Google Nest thing in the kitchen, and I put her on and listen and learn about Disney from her because she's great. So yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there Friday, and I was bummed. I thought I might get one more round on Big Thunder, but it is not to be. So right around the corner, Pirates of the Caribbean, Tomato, opening late 2025. And Karen and I had a little conversation with somebody rude, actually, on WDW Radio in the clubhouse, which doesn't happen very often. Because Karen was saying that she wished it wasn't a lounge because it may not be as accessible to everyone. And I agree. I would have rather had a restaurant there. I think it would have been, you could have done a Skipper Canteen version maybe of for Pirates. But I will say, I don't drink. And so the lounges I've been to are not really alcohol centric. Trader Sam's is very family friendly. Like we took our kids there, did not feel uncomfortable. It was a lot of fun. I don't think it necessarily encouraged drinking. It was just something that went on. However, I can also understand where that comes from.
And I think the reason they didn't make it a restaurant is Tortuga Tavern is opening back up. I think it opened up today.
Really?
Yeah, it opened. We were just there at Pecos Bills, and I looked at my wife, and I'm like, I don't know why they don't extend Pecos Bills in the tavern because it's been closed for so long. And then one of the days we're at the park, I was on their Facebook, and it said it was opening back up. I think it was this week.
I've never eaten there.
I have never eaten there either. Every time I go by there, it's closed.
Yeah, I can't remember ever seeing it. I'm looking up now. I can't remember ever seeing it. Well, there's nothing available for. Let's see if I can make a reservation for no times available. But it's walk up, right? It's quick service.
Yep.
I've never been there. So they have barbecue pork, orange chicken strips, hot dog, slaw, peanut butter chocolate hazelnut spread, and banana sandwich.
So on WW News today, it says, although Tortuga Tavern at Magic Kingdom was previously scheduled to be reopened again this week, it remains closed in all for the quick service locations. So, yeah, it says in an earlier post it was supposed to open January 1st, but it hasn't opened yet.
Huh.
Been closed since June of June of 22, excuse me.
That's interesting.
But I think that's why they didn't make it a restaurant, because that's right across the street from walkway from it.
Right. Well, I'll be interested to see what they do with the Pirate Lounge. I kind of liked that. Gift shop, but I never really bought anything. I just liked looking into it.
Very small.
So one thing, and our buddy Becky Menken called this and is excited about, is Disney Starlight. I did not make slides this week, by the way. I actually had to work some this week, which I don't always love. So a nighttime parade, Disney Starlight, Dream the Night Away, Magic Technology to Main Street, which I think that has been sorely missing at Magic Kingdom.
It's been 15 years since we've had a nighttime parade.
I think, gosh, has it been that long?
It's been a while.
I've got some video of the kids.
I know it's been 10 years.
With the Main Street Electrical. And they were little. And because I remember we were making fun of Pete saying razzle dazzle. Because just the way the guy said it was funny. So we always and that joke has stuck with us ever since. So we are still using that to this very day. I don't know if I can go back this far. It would take me a mirror. So I'm excited though. I like the nighttime stuff. We are definitely in the parks late. We usually break midday and then come back at night. So I miss the days of it being open till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, those were always fun.
Happy if they want to bring that back, because it would be amazing. Gosh, when you look at these pictures, it goes by so fast.
Yes, it does.
Holy moly. I'm getting old.
One thing I didn't know until today was I didn't realize they were going to put a lounge at Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, again,
Cool. Make it AP access. That'd be fun.
Yeah. We had, when we went to Trader Sam's, we had some food in there and it was really good. So, we popped in, we waited, we got a table, sat down and had a really good meal. So even though they call it a lounge, it might be a bit of a misnomer and not exactly, it's not a bar, right? No. At least. But I'm like everybody else. I miss all the old stuff, and then I get really excited about the new stuff. I don't make a lick of sense.
Only thing that I'm concerned about coming out is this America's Tropical Americas. What's that going to entail? I know we're getting Indiana Jones. Huge Indiana Jones fan, so I'll like that. But Encanto wasn't the best movie out there. Now they're going to make a whole area about Encanto. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's so many people who love it, right? I mean, a lot of folks. I mean, I again, not to pick on Karen and make her the pin cushion for everything we do on this show, but I know that she and Sean love Encanto. And yes, I'm with you. It's funny though. Who was it? Adam the Woo was talking about how he does not like going to Epcot at night because it gets a little boozy, and I've never noticed that.
Once he said that, I noticed it a couple of times. It gets a little boozy there.
Huh.
If you watch the YouTube page about Orlando Sheriff's Department, they show up at Epcot at night a lot for drunkenness, really.
Oh. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So we got.
I thought that only happened at Universal.
No, I guess not. So in Animal Kingdom, we got Tropical Americas, Indiana Jones, and then Zootopia's taking over It's a Bug's Life.
Which I think that'll be cool.
I do too.
I am excited about that.
The concept looks great. I'm not a I'm saying I'm an insect person. I don't like spiders, so
Yeah,
the whole spiders at the ceiling kick, I was out, and when my youngest was about 2.5, she crawled up her sister's back and out the door they went. So we've never really went on that ride much. So to see it get a reverb, a refresh to something that's very family friendly, I think it's going to be pretty cool.
I'm still pushing buttons on this stupid thing to see if it ever. So Test Track that opens.
Yes.
That opens in 2025, right?
Yep, late summer. So from what I gather, since it's a General Motors ride, we do get a little bit of information from time to time. Since I work in the car business, work for Chevrolet. From what we've read and the little blurbs they send us, it's going to kind of be a homage to the original ride, and it's going to be. I feel they haven't come out and say it, but we're going to have a big push for EV. So I think it's going to be some EV and changing the world with EV. Because that's GM's biggest push right now, and with everything that we see is all EV. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do there with the old ride and the new ride. It would be cool if they had the old crash test dummy set up somewhere.
Right. Do you ever get do they invite you to the lounge? Is there a Chevrolet or a GM lounge there?
So the cool thing is I take a business card with me, and I have a General Motors employee ID number for training. I show them my license. I show them my business card. I show them there's a camera by the elevator when you go in. If you're looking at the front of Test Track, to your right, it's a door that's got a GM symbol on it. That's the hallway to the lounge elevator. When you get to the lounge, they take our information, and basically the lounge faces the front of the ride, and you see all of Epcot. You see Spaceship Earth dead in front of you, Guardians of the Galaxy to your right, and Spaceship Earth and Space 220 to your left. And it's just an air-conditioned lounge. They have Coke products and Twinings teas and all that stuff. And then when you're ready, they give you a lightning lane, and you go straight to the – basically, you bypass the – build a ride and just drops you off right at the car.
That's cool.
Yeah, good little perk to have.
Yeah, not bad at all.
No,
just mail me one of those business cards and we'll be fine.
Hey, we'll have to do it. We'll have to go down and do it together.
So Hollywood Studios is making some huge and controversial changes. So I feel like, again, I feel like all Disney people often say the same thing over and over again, but my youngest daughter, she hates the Muppets, hates them. In fact, my oldest and I were in the car. We went to get stuff for dinner and had a picture of a baby Kermit and texted it to Charlotte, my daughter, and came home. She was angry because there was a Muppet in her feed. I don't think I liked the Muppets as much as I thought I did. So growing up with the Muppet Show, I thought was awesome, and I loved the original Muppet movie. And then after that, it is kind of a take or leave for me. I could go either way, but I thought that Muppet 3D Vision was an incredible attraction. Yeah. I thought it was really good.
You know, Jim Henson's last big project he did before he passed away, and that's his voice playing Kermit. And the nostalgia guy in me is like, don't touch it. But then, we go from Muppet Vision 3D to get a roller coaster with the Electric Mayhem. So it's like, okay, do we, can we really complain about it?
But let's just move it, right? You've got space. Well, yes, John Denver was definitely the best guest.
I think what's going to happen is where Lightning McQueen's Academy, where the villains show is going to be right now. I put money on it when it's all said and done. Some form of Muppet Vision 3D will be in that building.
All right. So I saw somebody today talking about how they thought I almost said Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. That's a real band. Dr. Tooth. Yeah. Would they? I think they're going to be great for Rock and Roller Coaster, and I love Aerosmith. I think they're awesome. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. And, you can, and someone else was saying the same thing. It's a great idea. You can have any song now. You can buy rights for one song and you could have 20 songs in there. It could be like Guardians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they'll probably have what's Guardians have 5 songs?
Something like that.
Yeah. They probably have the same 5. And I kind of thought Guardians would have like a Christmas mix.
They did.
Did they? Okay.
Or they do, because I've had Run Run Rudolph.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
But not this year. I think it was last year.
But then they can do something like that. They can add a Christmas mix to the ride, and
And if you've got the animatronics, you reprogram the mouth, and it sings anything. So right. I think it's smart.
And then the cars, the limo can stay. They can paint it,
psychedelic, crazy
colors, and there's your bus. So I think it'll be fine. I just like everybody else, people didn't like the fact that Rivers of America is going away, and Cars is coming in, and you got the people. I can recite the whole Muppets pre-show and the show,
right?
But hey, it's time for something new to come in, and Monsters Inc.'s got a huge following. So
I love Monsters Laugh Floor.
Yeah,
and I haven't heard if they're doing anything with that, because that's a great place to get some people out of the way.
Well, if you look at the photograph, we posted it. There's shows Laugh Floor.
Maybe. So I'd heard the reason. Hey, Dax, what's up, buddy? Dax and I worked together a long time ago. How did you get? So Dax is a jeweler now. He has Steven Tyler's Emerald Belt. That's kind of cool. The sound guy at our music venue was Aerosmith's sound guy. I have a lot of ties to Aerosmith. So I mean, I guess that'd be cool if it moved over there. But then, what do you do with Tomorrowland?
Well, they have never done anything with Stitch. It's still sitting there too.
And so that's what I was going to say. I'd heard that the reason is it's covered in asbestos inside, and if they tried to make the changes now, they'd almost have to tear the whole building down to make it right. The abatement is a big enough problem that they don't want to do anything.
It makes sense.
I don't know if it's true or not. I didn't mind the Stitch ride either, Karen. Everyone hates it. I'm not saying it should come back, but maybe a different iteration. I don't know. I mean, Tomorrowland's definitely due for some changes. I just hope not too much.
Shared solid progress.
That's right. Ever. Except if you wanted to keep updating me, and I'm okay with that.
I think I heard this and read it, that before COVID, Tom Hanks was to come in and redo the narration, and they were going to update the final scene.
I feel like his son sounds just like him. I feel like you could.
Brother does.
Yeah, you could do something and do it. And look, when I watched, and this has been beaten to death as well, but when I watched Monsters, I thought, man, these doors would make it an incredible roller coaster. Like the moment I saw it, there's got to be a way to do it, and I'm excited that that's coming. I think Monsters Courtyard or whatever, Monsters Avenue is going to be incredible. A sushi restaurant perhaps in there. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, I still miss Lights, Camera, Action or the car show. I mean, a lot of folks didn't like that. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, my boss was talking about that today. We were talking about stuff going away, and he said, "Man, I missed the Backlot Tour, the Catastrophe Canyon, and some of the cars, were getting beat up and discolored, but it was still good to see." But
right. I found a video the other day. I should have like a throwback day, but I found a video of me getting to be in the on the sub boat, the PT boat, in the movie.
Yep.
I liked Backlot. I thought it was really cool. I mean, that was a great way to spend an afternoon. But I mean, I think, and then we lose the lights, and we always talk about those. So, and then a villain show is coming to Disney Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So that says it's taken over Sunset Showcase, where Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy is.
Yep.
Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After. And I wonder if that's just a placeholder to get us through until...
probably. I would think so.
Until they do some work. I don't know what buildings are over there.
And Lou brought this up when they first announced the Villains Land. Did you see the roller coaster that goes underwater?
No.
If you look at the picture,
Oh, yes, I do remember now. Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how that's gonna, if they can do it. It's Disney; they should be able to do it. But
I mean, I can't think of anything on top of my head that I just hate, right? Except for the fountain in the lobby of the Polynesian. That was a huge, huge mistake. And I will never, ever, ever waffle on that. But I'm just looking now on the map to see. So, I mean, Lightning McQueen, that's a big building. I never did Lightning McQueen ever.
no, I never did either.
But that's a pretty sizable building. You've got Cypress Drive behind it, but some woods. I mean, you could build out over there. It's almost hard to believe that Aerosmith's coaster fits in there.
Yeah, and doesn't it connect to Aerosmith in it? Or is that
Nope. It's separate. There's a little alley in between it, and then it's kind of like an L. Aerosmith looks like an L shape, and then it's back in there.
That's right.
All right, what else we got? So Little Mermaid, musical adventure, which has been closed forever. And I actually thought that was a pretty good show when it was on. So they'll have a new one this summer, finally. But I don't think there's
what they're going to do with the launch bay area. Because that's really not needed anymore. All it is a meet and greet for a couple of characters, but
this is correct. I don't know. And I haven't heard any.
The Monsters Inc. was going to go at first, but
yeah, I mean, that's what I think a lot of people thought that because why not? It's just sitting there. And then but you've got looks like you've got some industrial buildings behind it that they may need.
I think Lou mentioned one time a bunch of parking and cast areas back there.
Yeah, there's some stuff. But I mean, I don't know. They keep figuring it out.
$16 billion are putting in the parks this next.
That's wild. Just a little pocket change.
Pocket change.
All right, Animal Kingdom. We talked about Dino Land is going away. Not our dino. Move to the left, move to the right. Which, by the way, I do have some shirts up if you are interested. Over at Fourth Wall. I think the link is on some of my YouTube videos, or maybe it's on shopping in there. But I've got I added some yesterday, Andrew, that are specifically for the podcast.
Nice.
So there's some shirts if you want to show. What I've been doing is putting different ride lines on the front. So if there's something you want on the front of the shirt, let me know and I'll put it on there. Just hit me up in the comments somewhere, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I don't care. And if there's something you like, I'll make it available. Because I've been going through a bunch of different stuff. Right now I've got, the first one I did was The Line is the Ride, which is kind of something we made up when they started doing these interactive cues. It was something our family and I started doing. So, but yeah, something you want on the front of the shirt, and then you can show some support for the old channels and podcast. I'm not super sad about Dino Land going away in any way that I'm going to lose any sleep. I like it. We ride it every time. I enjoy the Dino ride, but I'll be okay. We haven't spent a lot of time in there.
Yeah, I think it ran its course. It's time for something new. I just hope the Encanto, holds its weight. Like, Frozen this past week, we were in Epcot and the line was, I think, 185 minutes, and it was through Norway, back up an alley, down another alley, back up another alley, down another alley, through China, almost to the country next to China. That's how long the line was. So hopefully whatever they put in for Encanto does the same effect, because it's a lot of money to spend on an area, a very large area, and it busts.
Well, and I mean, they've, every ride Tron was that way. Now you can get on Tron. Tiana, if it ever stays running long enough, will be, be good enough to get on. So they all start out that way because you got these idiot YouTubers who want to film the stuff first, and then everybody wants to see it. So even if we hate it, it seems like we get excited about it and love it.
I think with Tiana's too, it's going to have to come on virtual queue soon, being that Big Thunder's going down. That's a lot of people going through that area not being able to ride anything.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something to soak up those folks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Stormalong Bay at Yacht Club, which is probably resort we've stayed at the most just because of that pool. That'll be down January through May, but it's regular. They're not doing anything new. And they have other pools you can go to if you need to. What else we got? Bay Lake Tower is going through a complete refurbishment, and we were thinking about staying there in July. Though I tell you, I was looking at prices today, and it's out of control.
Did you see the blurb on the Disney Instagram page from May to sometime in July? AP discounts for rooms, certain rooms, and most of them were deluxe resorts, 40% off.
I did see that. A little bonus, which is nice. Still makes it a lot. I looked at availability today, and the pass holder that's 35% wasn't even available for most hotels. In fact, I did book one for next month at All Star Movies because I haven't stayed there yet. And I think a preferred room was like 177 a night, which isn't bad.
Once you pay all the resort fees on Hotel Row, that's what you're going to end up paying anyway.
That's what you end up with anyway. Yeah, exactly. But everything, I mean, $500, $600, $700 a night is a lot.
Yeah.
And then I was looking for the summer, and my mom's going to go with us a part of the time, so we're going to get something 2 bedrooms. But I may look into, actually look into renting points for that big of a group. I've never tried that. I've always wanted to.
A couple websites I've tried it for like long weekends at like Boulder Ridge and stuff like that. But for when I'm doing my research, you got to do it for at least 4 days for somebody to pick up on it.
Yeah, we'll be there for 7. So, so 7 or 8. She's coming for half the time. Then another friend's going to come stay. So we had talked about Bay Lake Tower. So maybe it'll be a little cheaper and easier to get.
Yeah.
If it's under construction, because I don't really care. And then free water park tickets. So if you only good for the day you check in. So, like the way we sometimes do it, if we stop in St. Augustine, stay at our buddy's house, then we could get up early, go straight to the water park, enjoy the day for free, and then check in that afternoon.
Yep.
Hey,
Willie,
look at these! Look who's showing up here.
It is.
Isn't that nice? If you have not listened to their podcast, Married to a Disney Addict, you need to run over there and do that right now because they are spectacular and much more organized than Andrew and I. Their fantasy Disney, it's a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
Yep, and I've never stayed there, and so my goal is to stay in every hotel, and I've got a few left because I just can't quite get to all of them or afford them, one of the two. And then the last thing last thing DFB had is the Island Tower, which even though it's not new, it's pretty new. I mean, we just got it, so
2 weeks ago.
I'm looking forward to. I'll probably actually go over. We're gonna drop my kid off Friday morning in Jacksonville at school, and then roll over to the parks, and maybe we'll do that first day. Just do a tour of Island Tower. Not that everyone hasn't already seen it, but go have lunch and give a little review of that and check it out because I'm dying to see it.
So one thing that they're going to finish also, if you've been driving around Magic Kingdom property, all the sewage and drainage work will be done by the spring, is what one of the greenskeepers told me. And what caused a lot of that was because they built the Island Tower. That was a lot of where the water would run to the luau area. That's why you had that massive construction around the golf course for so long. They're about done. It's looking a lot better than it did, but that's supposed to be finished by the spring, is what they were telling me.
I mean, that's the kind of thing I wouldn't even think of.
Yeah.
But that makes perfect sense. I just thought they were doing a new sign. But that makes, and maybe, I don't think I have time this time. Maybe in February. I still need to get back out. The only course I haven't done a video on is Magnolia. And I'm willing to sacrifice that for the people. So, Married to a Disney, you got All-Star Movies, River, and Pop left. That's pretty good. You know, I looked at for next month, I looked at Pop. It was expensive. I looked at Art of Animation, which I've never stayed in. It was expensive. Everything was just, it's a lot. I mean, All-Star is all that's left. That's really like, I think in looking at it, Port Orleans was less than Art of Animation.
It's kind of thinking because they're studio rooms.
Yeah, and that's been our problem since the beginning. Like I said, I think I've said before, we were 5, and so we couldn't fit into the cheaper rooms. So once you added all that extra money on, no, I have not done the foot golf. It started right after, like when I played Oak Trail, which is Disney's 9-hole course. But they also, like, on certain days close it down 3:30 or 4, and they were just teeing off as Seamus and I were finishing up our round.
It's very inviting to want to hit to those large.
Oh, that would be so.
It was weird when I first saw that. I was like, "What the heck is this?"
That's the only chance I have of getting a hole in one.
So one of the hotels we're marking off next month is Wilderness. We're there for 3 days, so that one will be off. Still gonna stay at Poly, but that's just so expensive.
I know, and it's our favorite. I think it's the best themed hotel.
I love that place. My wife goes, "I don't know why you like it. You hate the beach." I don't have to go to the beach. I can go to
right. Beach is not part of it, but it's just walking through there just feels it's something special, and it's got the combination of being so well themed plus one of the original hotels. So the nostalgia, and that's my only complaint really with the new tower is that it just doesn't
fit.
It doesn't have the same feel, and maybe it's not supposed to, right? Yeah, we stayed at Wilderness, and that's spectacular. I mean, that's a great hotel, great location, great restaurants, beautifully themed. I mean, it's definitely top of the mark.
We've eaten dinner there twice, and that's one reason it drew us to want to stay there, just to try it and give it a whirl. But I think we'll like it because it's the same layout as Animal Kingdom, and that's one of our favorites to stay.
Yeah, Karen, you're right. It looks like Waikiki. It looks like a regular hotel, not like a Polynesian village that just sprung up on the lake, on the shores of Bay Lake. But I miss it, and we did talk about the hotels. You can go back and listen to that episode if you're really bored. Some of those hotels, the Persian and the Italian one, would have been just so cool to have. But I don't think we ever go to Disney and don't go to the Polynesian for something, whether it's a meal or I think the gift shop's better than any others. I love it.
Somehow I talk them into going all the time. So whether it's for a Dole Whip at the Lanai or dinner at Ohana, somehow we end up over there.
Yeah, a good dude. And this is exactly true. Geyser Point Bison Burger is the best burger I may have ever had in my life. I had one in Key West at Blue Heaven that was pretty spectacular, but that Bison Burger is just ridiculous. And I do love Ohana's. It's not an every time for us. And even though I think some of the quality has changed, I won't say it's suffering, but it's different. But I do love it for the event, and I'll pay for it. Now we got to go during pass holder days this past year. Gosh, it's last year now, and got 20% off. So one of us ate free. It's perfect.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. We
got lucky last Thursday and sat right over the pool, and their time we actually got to see a little bit of fireworks before we left. That was good.
I have about 40 pictures of my kids sound asleep at that meal, just conked out. In fact, I think it was like the third time that my youngest Charlotte was like, "Wait, there's shrimp and steak and chicken." I mean, she just didn't. John, what's up, buddy? How are you doing, man? Thank you for coming by. Oh, look at all the crew popping in. This is so much fun. I mean, and this is why we wanted to do it, right? Is because Lou only goes live once a week. And I could probably do this every single night, and because my family's tired of hearing me talk about this stuff over and over and over again. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the exactly, sleeping on the floor at Ohana's. I've got one at same thing at California Grill, which I still think, yes, it is pricey, but it's spectacular. But man, I get up early and make those reservations and be ready for the fireworks, and then sound asleep for $70 a person. It's all part of the experience, like Chevy Chase says.
Part of the experience.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the Facebook stuff, but if you're just joining us now, you'll know that I have no idea what I'm doing. So we got it last week somehow, so I'll just keep pushing buttons each week until something goes on.
We get better week by week.
That's right. So check us out each week. We're going to, I'll try to, I promise on Scout's honor that I will put some stuff out early and let you know what day we're going for next week. Cause I'll be home, but then it is the first day of Uden Art. No.
Oh, Festival
of the Arts. So I talked to Jeremy Stein about maybe going down for that. So we'll see. But we're going to shoot for Thursday. We could do Tuesday next week, couldn't we?
Yeah.
We'll talk amongst ourselves, let you know. You saw it on Facebook, John? Interesting. Because I couldn't get it to load or figure it out. I don't know. Oh, this technology. Get off of my lawn. And check out the whole but mostly Disney package. I just got back from DC. So the next couple of videos will probably be New York City. But I did manage to squeeze in a little Disney up there. I found churros. I swear, hand to God, in Macy's, they have a Disney section. I'm walking by and they had a churro cart in the middle of the clothing section. And I swear, I think I put a reel up today with it. So if you go to Instagram and pull down, it's on there. It's that's hard to beat. So all the social media, I try to post a little something every day, share a little Disney magic, which is what Andrew and I want to do with all of this. Yeah, and with you guys. So if there's something you guys want us to do or think we should do, please. I've got a big ego. I can take the criticism. If there's something we're doing wrong or that should be better, let us know.
Absolutely.
And then Andrew's got mouse gears, which
I've got a bunch of stuff to dissect this weekend and post. So look for stuff probably first of next week coming up.
Cool.
Got some food reviews from Skipper's and Ohana's Cake Bake Shop, some transportation stuff from last week, just some miscellaneous park stuff, but it'll be coming up next couple of days. Since it's cold here in the South, I'm not going outside. I'll have time to do it.
That's right. It's freezing. I'm in Virginia, so I'm a little north of. I don't hit the Mason-Dixon line, so I still get to call myself in the South. But it's
here tonight, so it'll be cold.
Ooh, I know. I'm psyched to be leaving to Florida, but I think we'll have to pack jeans, which is weird. So again, John, thanks for coming. Mary, Matthew, I appreciate it. Karen, you are the best as always. I keep kind of hanging around because Caleb missed it, but that's my fault, not his. So we won't hold that against him. Andrew, again, I will reach out here soon because we want to definitely have you on the show, and John too. Everybody can be on the show. That's the whole point. Ooh, 16. Yikes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that.
No thanks. But you guys have a great week, and we will talk to you next week. Thanks again for coming.
Thanks for stopping by.
Bye-bye.